Why then the world's mine oyster, which I with sword will open. This famous line by William Shakespeare represents the attitude of the people of Apalachicola from its first inhabitants in 2000 BCE until 2012 in the collapse of the wild oyster fishery. Apalachicola Bay once produced 90% of Florida's oysters, and the oyster industry was the livelihood of most of its residents. To understand the root causes of the decline of the bay's ecosystem and subsequent deterioration of oyster reefs, the Apalachicola Bay System Initiative, commonly known as ABSI, was developed by Florida State University and funded by Triumph Gulf Coast, Inc. A key part of ABSI was the creation of the Community Advisory Board, which we will call the CAB. The CAB members represented a variety of stakeholder groups, including the seafood industry, local businesses, government agencies, and non-governmental organizations. Since 2019, the CAB met 27 times and had its last meeting on November 29, 2023. During its 4-year run, the CAB developed the Apalachicola Bay System Management and Restoration Plan, commonly referred to as the Plan. The plan is a series of consensus-built recommendations on how to restore and maintain a healthy Apalachicola Bay system. Now we will hear from Jeff Blair, the facilitator of the CAB, on what the process of creating the plan looked like.
It's a consensus-building process where the Community Advisory Board, working in conjunction with FSU scientists and other scientists from UF, were able to evaluate a suite of options and scenarios for restoring a healthy Apalachicola Bay, both from the perspective of restoration and management. And the 75% consensus level threshold requirement, I think, is a critical component of it because it requires people to work together collaboratively to reach agreement. And we had today we had 100% unanimous consensus approval of the CAB's recommendations, the Community Advisory Board's recommendations for the restoration and management plan of the Apalachicola Bay system. And we've got a report and recommendations for a plan coming out. It should be available to the public around the end of January, and I think it would be well worth taking a look at.
To continue the important work of the Community Advisory Board, a successor group has been created. The Partnership for Resilient Apalachicola Bay will be a long-term work group that will advocate for the implementation of the plan in the future. The partnership will review research and monitoring data to understand the condition of the resources and the success of restoration. They will then make recommendations to decision makers on future management or restoration practices. Next, we will meet Anita Grove, the co-chair of the partnership, as she talks about the group's next steps and vision for the future.
We're excited about this money from the Science Collaborative to help see this group through the first year of its existence. And I think it's going to be integral that we have a strong coordinator facilitator to bring together all the different stakeholders. We plan to start as soon as possible, hiring a coordinator and to see that we get the right people to the table, keep the right people at the table, and get the word out to the public what we're doing.
In its first year, the partnership will be supported by the Florida State University Coastal and Marine Laboratory. This is a natural fit as the original project, the Apalachicola Bay System Initiative, was created and is still housed at the FSU Marine Lab. Lab Director, Dr. Joel Trexler, talks about the importance of continuing this work and why FSU is excited about this partnership.
And we're very excited at the university to see this being taken over by the community and by the stakeholders and the people directly affected by it. And it's going to move away from being a university originated program into a stakeholder grassroots program. And so we're very excited about that and consider that a big success.
As this is a NERRS Science Collaborative funded project, there of course needs to be a reserve partner. Apalachicola Research Reserve Manager, Jenna Harper, talks about the importance of staying local and understanding the community stakeholders' needs.
So here at the Apalachicola Research Reserve, we really want to do our best to bring research, science, management to our local decision makers and to the community. And so the Partnership for Resilient Apalachicola Bay is a wonderful opportunity to bring the restoration science to our local decision makers, but also to bring in the community standpoint and viewpoint to understand what is going to meet their needs.
The partnership is still in its early stages, but we are so excited to continue the work of the Apalachicola Bay System Initiative's Community Advisory Board, work with local stakeholders, and advocate for the best management and restoration practices in Apalachicola Bay. For more information, please visit our project page on the NERRS Science Collaborative website, and feel free to email Maddie Mahood at mmahood@fsu.edu for ways to get involved and learn more about this project.